All right, today I want to cover taste and smell. I'm going to go over those together. They are both chemoreceptors. So we've had photoreceptors in the back of the eye or in your retina. We've had mechanoreceptors. That's what picks up the movement eventually from the sound waves. And taste and smell are fairly similar because they are chemoreceptors. The only way we taste something or smell something, they have to dissolve and then be picked up by those receptors. So if I start out first of all and start out with taste, first of all, they call it gustatory sense, almost exclusively on the tongue. We have what are called papillae. Papillae are those bumps on your tongue. Now, that's not your taste buds, but they're on the taste buds. The taste buds are microscopically small on top of the papillae for the most part. We can taste 5 different things: sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and umami. I think we know what all of those are. The umami might be the one that's not familiar to you. And that's the best way to taste to tell you is that's what meat tastes like. That's umami, and they found out that that's an actual different taste bud than the rest of them. So those are the 5 things that we can taste. Do we have a really great sense of taste? No, actually, we have a really poor sense of taste. Case in point, when you get sick and you have a plugged nose and you can't taste anything, actually it doesn't interfere with your taste buds at all. You taste the food the same when you're sick as when you're not sick. Well, how can that be? Well, what we consider to be taste is other things, really. Texture, sight, and a huge one is smell. And so we'll take a look at smell here. What we consider to be taste is mostly smell. And so the smell is located, so as air comes up my nasal cavity on the superior top part, they figure it's about a postage stamp in size. We have this olfactory bulb here, or the olfactory senses. That's where smell takes place. Now we can differentiate a lot of different smells. So when you're actually tasting food, when you're eating something, most of what you consider to be taste is actually smell. Another thing that should tell you this: when you're young and your parents or the food department at the school, whatever, made you eat something you didn't like, you plug your nose. What does that do? Does that make the food taste any different? Well, technically, no. It makes it smell different. And, so when you're sick and your nose is all plugged and you can't smell, you always think that everything tastes bland, or, it all tastes the same, or you can't taste anything. Again, you taste normal, you just can't smell it. So that when you put these 2 senses together, when you're eating food, what is most of what we consider to be taste? Most of it is smell. We've done a lab before where I've taken chunks of onion, a sweet onion, and an apple, and cut them up into cubes so that they're about the same size, and plug your nose and feed those blindfolded to people. And the texture of an onion and the texture of an apple is very similar. And the taste, that I had students, you can't taste the difference. Now, unfortunately, eventually the nasopharynx region, the fumes will go up to your to the smell receptors. But if they don't, you really can't tell the difference between an apple and an onion, which is kind of probably almost mind-boggling, but it's true. So taste, we even though we can taste those 5 things, almost all of what we consider to be taste is smell, texture, sight. You go to the fancy restaurants and they garnish your dishes. They put something fancy there so it looks good. So that is a quick topic on the 2 chemoreceptors in our body, and they are taste and smell, and usually they work really close together. Okay? The only way we can taste or smell anything is it has to dissolve. For our taste buds, it has to dissolve on our tongue, basically. And in our nasal cavity, to smell, it needs to dissolve in that olfactory regions on the top of our nasal cavity. That's why when you really want to smell something, you smell it, or you kind of whiff it in hard so that heavier particle is going to come up to the top and stick there so that you can smell it. Okay? That's my topic today on taste and smell. Thank you.